Our first artist of the night is Alicia Skies. Welcome, Alicia. And Alicia is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She was born into a family of musicians, and worship has pretty much been part of her life since she was like a wee little one. And she wrote her first song at the age of 12. 12. So, welcome. I kind of wanted to ask you, especially because you started writing so early on, what was and because you said that worship was like part of like life for you growing up, what was like the first worship song that you can remember learning?
Oh my gosh. There's a few I could think of. I loved As the Deer. I worship you, Almighty God. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice.
Mm.
Just all the slow sonnets of the heart, were my always my favorite. So
Yes. Awesome. Okay,
I'm
so
doing a worship album with some of those songs.
oh, sweet. That's awesome. And I love all those old songs. Like there's certain songs that I feel like, it doesn't matter what era they came out in, like they're just timeless. Like they just keep coming with us, like and like you said, it's like the that heart song and to be able to just like there's just so much truth in it. But what song do you have for us first today?
So I only have three songs that are out right now, and I just wrote another worship song. So those are the only ones we're singing tonight. And the first one, I'm just gonna go in order of release. Stripped is the first one
Awesome.
I released, so that will be the first. You ready?
We're ready.
I really did not get the link out to anybody.
Did you get the link?
No, I didn't get the link. Can you go look and send it to people, please? You stripped away my pride. You stripped away my soul. You left me with nothing. And now I'm standing here alone. And I just wanted to let you know. And I just wanted to tell you, you stripped away my dignity, you stripped away my self-worth, you left me empty. And now I'm standing here on my own. And
Alicia, stripped, man. What, and you wrote this what, in 2022? Or is that when you released it, right?
Released in 2022. I wrote it. This one actually was my biggest like song that I liked and put a lot of effort into in my teens and early 20s.
Oh, wow.
I wrote the first part of the song when I was younger. I wrote the second part of the song when I met God, and I wrote the third part of the song when I really was walking with Him.
Wow, this song has come far then. It's kind of grown with you. Has it been like you keep coming back and you're like, oh, a new phase of life and the way the Lord's met me and just kind of morph it from there?
That's
That's
exactly what.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned in your bio that when you were 7 years old, you got diagnosed with actually several things, right? That you kind of described as your neurodivergent puzzle in your life. Can you tell us kind of a bit about that?
So when I was, my mom, I thought it was 9, but I guess my mom said I was 7 when I was diagnosed with ADHD. But I knew there was something more, and I've been just constantly trying to figure out what it was. And I finally figured out about the beginning of this year, end of last year, that I have autism. And I also knew about CPTSD. I also, I'm healing from CPTSD, praise the Lord. It's gotten pretty far in the last 3 years. He's been really working on that one. So
Mm.
that's the puzzle I have. That's my brain, and I God creates everybody for a reason. And because I don't have a very good working executive functioning doesn't mean I can't be used in the ways that He wants to use me. So
100%. It's so interesting to me. I have a friend who was having a hard time where she's like having some health stuff and I can relate to that. I have lots of health stuff, but um, where you can kind of get in these seasons where you feel like you're just useless. And the enemy wants to throw that lie so big in your face and like in essence disable you more, and there's always a way to serve God, like there was a period even in my life where I was paralyzed. My whole right side was completely paralyzed and I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I had to go through all these therapies and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm useless. Like I had gone from leading worship on Sundays to just barely relearning how to live, And God was like, wait, what do you mean? Prayer is not serving me? Prayer is not, intercessing for the saints, and you still have the other arm that works. You can give a hug, to someone. And so it's like, for anyone out there that is struggling, and Alicia, you're a great example. Like you have seen and God's met you in this, that you get to a point where you're like, oh no, okay, well, I'm getting these diagnoses, and yet God's like, so like, yep, you're who I made you to be, and I'm still going to use you. That's great.
I've
All right.
actually struggled with chronic illness for 14 years.
Yeah, you know what it's like.
Out of the slump again. Finally, when I produced the 3 songs, I was out of a slump for about a year, and then I went right back down. And it was the enemy. It always is. Like you said, it's the enemy attacking, trying to
Yeah.
keep us down from God's calling. And once I finally saw that and saw God going, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, I was like, all right, it's game on.
Yep.
And the thing I did, I mean, like, it's been so fast. Like I wrote a worship song less than a month ago and it's already in production. I
That's
now have
awesome.
contract under this new manager that I met, and
Yeah.
like things are taking off because it's God's time, and it's like, okay. Well, I think He uses those seasons too.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah. And like and uses it to teach us to be more flexible too, right? Like this, not trying to be like all crazy. Blessed are the flexible, they will never be broken, like if we can be flexible and live life with open hands and let God give and take away and just say blessed be your name, man, there's so many things that he will do. And I think, at least for me, something that he showed me recently is like, don't you need to let go of control. You're trying to control everything, man. And I'm like, dang it. And you can probably relate, especially with CPTSD, is control. That's like a coping mechanism that so many people use. And when we realize it, and especially in God, He's just so sweet to like come alongside and be like, it's time to let go. It's really makes for a sweet, sweet season. But all right, number two, what song do you have for us?
So the second one is the only answer. It's the second song. It might be a little loud at first. I've been having a lot of problems with trying to figure out the volume and stuff. But it's the only answer. It's the second one I got to release. Or I'm sorry, filter out the noise. My bad. It's the second, right? The only answer is the second one. Then I'll do filter out the noise.
The only answer. All right, here we go.
Just go ahead. I think it's it saddens me to observe so many not knowing their destiny. It breaks my heart knowing I know the answer. So many will not see. If they'll only open up their eyes, what they will see is right there. If they'll only open up their hearts, the void inside them would be filled with the only answer. With the only answer. So many views to look at life, decisions and choices we must make in a hurry to live life. God slips away and more hearts break. If they'll only open up their eyes, what they will see is right there. If they'll only open up their hearts, the void inside them would be filled with the only answer. With the only answer. Jesus is the way. He's the only way, the truth and life. And when you seek Him, you will find the only answer. It saddens me to observe so many not knowing their destiny.
Yay. Oh my gosh, I love that. Jesus is the only answer. Yes. And in your bio you mentioned like you had sung in church growing up and like did youth productions and stuff, but that you kind of hit this spot, I guess, in your teen years where you kind of struggled and walked away and then God kind of ushered you back. Can you like just kind of bring us through that? Like what was that like for you and how did the Lord meet you in it?
I'm sorry. So
No,
we
go
all
ahead. Go ahead.
have moments in our life, the ones that make us or break us, in the spiritual realm where Satan is right there just ready to get at you as soon as you're like, yep, I'm done. And I had it. I just, I didn't mention a lot in my bio of how I was raised and things like that. And I had a very dysfunctional upbringing. Even though my parents were in church, they were human and they had
Yep.
issues growing up. And so they did the best they could out of that. But there was a moment on my 12th birthday when I just felt like no one loved me, no one protected me. I wasn't safe anywhere. I had nowhere to go. I actually ran out away from home when I was 15 years old too. But I was like, I'm done. I'm done. If this is all how it is, if I am not protected, if I'm not safe no matter what, then where's God?
Hmm.
If he exists, and that's kind of the conclusion I came up with. I know so much better now, um, but that's what it was. And until I finally really got to know him.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me
Yeah, I mean,
better?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, because my husband's like, talk in the mic. So
Oh, no, yeah, we can hear you.
sometimes you can't hear me. Is this better?
And you almost have like a clearer sound without the mic, but when you're singing, you have the that reverb in the back too, so that's
Okay,
helpful.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just record a little bit.
Okay. But I mean, and I totally know what you mean by that. Like there you get to this point and Satan just like he thinks he's got you and he thinks he's about to sift you and God's still there, and
Yeah,
but
yeah.
growing up in the church, you had that foundation, that knowledge, right? And so it was when you were 19. How did the Lord meet you in that? Like what brought you back to that
Oh
first
gosh,
love?
I was at my end by this time. I'm very analytical. I'm very in my head. And so I had this plan to get out of pain and I was trying to get out of pain and I was doing everything I could to get out of pain and I just couldn't. And I was like, I was done. And so I said, okay, if there's any hope in life, it's going to be God. It's going to be that I got this wrong. And I went into church for the first time, me actually wanting to go and not people pushing me to go, and met God there. And I don't even remember the service. I don't remember nothing. I just remember God just talking to my heart just the whole time. And I just, that instant, just, that's it. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was
Yeah.
wrong. So wrong. And then I was wrong and I was wrong and I was wrong and I was wrong. Oh my gosh, I was so wrong. And it's just, okay, God, help change me. And
Mm.
honestly, I'm going to give you a key. Those of you who want to change, get in the Word. It renews your mind. It literally, like the science behind it and what it does to renew your mind. I'm completely different than I was before I started really getting in the Word every single day. And it's done amazing with helping me heal, helping me find where the Holy Spirit is, that oneness. It's amazing. I would not, I think that's the best advice I could give anybody.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And I agree wholeheartedly. It's like you can tell people that, but until they fully sit and experience the Lord, that have that like gnosko knowledge, in the Greek that is truly is your own relationship with the Lord. And you can see other people walking with the Lord and you can admire that or you can be encouraged by it. But until you have that own close relationship, that intimate time with the Lord, it is like nothing else, like I mean, married, and it's like, yeah, my husband's great, but he doesn't beat my date time with Jesus. But I love that you knew the Lord, and even though Satan was definitely trying to pick you off, like he does so many of his, he's such a jerk, and yet it was God's kindness that led you back and brought you to that repentance, and he was there with open arms.
Always is. He always is. Even in those times you can't hear him, you can't see him, you can't feel him, he's always there. And which brings me, that's actually my next song is called Filter Out the Noise. And
Awesome.
that's just me praying in that place of not being able to feel him, not being able to hear him. I was trying to reach God through the desperate situations in my life, and I didn't get that connection. And so that's what this song is about. And it has to do with where I was in my walk and not feeding my spirit enough. Your spirit
Yeah.
is weak when you don't feed it. Ready?
All right, go for it.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Okay, go ahead. Filter out the noise. I cannot hear your desperately. Oh, marching hard, marching fast toward your arms. Filter the night. Can I hear your heart? It's crushing me inside. I'm trying to live my life and if I could feel you. I feel love. Do something. Can you hear me? Or the enemy. Oh, but it feels like something just takes over me. Oh, it tears me up and kills my heart. I cannot see you through the dark. Starting to feel your arms, starting to hear your heart, starting to see you through the dark. You filtered out the night. Now I can hear your voice. It's wrapping me inside. You're shining through the dark. Exposing the light. Exposing the
Love that you filter out the noise. Yes, and like that heart cry, right? Like there's always so much fighting for our attention, and there's always noise. Like that's like, oh, Satan just throws so much at us, especially our own culture. Our own culture just kind of loves evil, which sucks. But yeah, I love that. And that cry of just like, she just want everything to go away and just be with the
just
Lord,
do you.
like I feel like every morning that's like my cry when I'm like sit in my little beanbag chair and I open my Bible and I'm like, okay, Lord, make my kids silent. But yeah, no, I love that. And I get where you're at with that. Okay, so I also read in your bio that you have over 200 unreleased songs, is that right?
I've got quite a
Girl,
I
dang.
have
So what are your plans? Are like, are you
a
gonna
total
kind of
of
work backwards and
huh?
release those, or do you have
Yes.
plans for all this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I was waiting for God's timing, honestly, for a lot of things to fall into place. It just has. It's falling into place now. I'm actually like I said, going to be signing a contract with this company so I can actually do this. So I'm
Cool.
so excited.
Oh my gosh, when's that happening?
It's underway. It's happening.
Okay.
We're already kind of walking under it a little bit with just, the conversations we've had. We're like, okay, we're just going to get started, and while we're working on the contract and everything, we'll just consider myself a part of their ministry kind of thing. And
Wow, that's
yeah,
awesome. Man, that's so exciting because I'm sure you'll be posting all that when everything's official and we'll see more
yeah,
great things.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on a lot of things like the website and all that stuff is happening, and it's going to go professional pretty much. So,
And then
I,
are you gonna keep writing and like kind of record
oh
old and
yeah.
write new or yeah?
that's what I'm going to be focusing. I'm not going to focus on any of that other stuff like the promotions, media, all that stuff is going to be taken out of my hands so I could just focus on making and singing the music.
That's awesome.
Excited. That's what
Yeah,
I
you get
want.
to take some of those hats off, right? You're like, I'm just gonna wear
The
this
executive
one.
functioning hats are leaving me, which is exactly
Yes.
what it was. It's like, God, I can't do this. You got to delegate
Mm,
here.
that's great. Yeah. All right. So you have one more song for us. What are you gonna share with
One
us?
more.
Yeah.
So this is the song. It has not been released yet. It's going to be released probably tentatively in November. This is just like a demo track. It's not official yet, but it's called "The Only One." And God gave me this song about a month ago, something like that. Yeah,
What a treat.
I
Yay.
love it. I love it. And he's teaching me piano. I've been playing for 2 months, 3 months now, 4 months, something like that. And so I'm actually playing piano in this demo.
Woohoo. You go, girl.
Thank you. You alone, the Lord my God, you're worth it. Only you, the Lord my God, you're worthy. Jesus is the name. Above them all, the only one worthy to be praised. That's you, my King, Jesus. You're the only way, the only truth, the only life that's worth it. You're the only life that could ever die. That's worthy, so that I could live for you, in you, Holy Spirit. You alone, the Lord my God, you're worth it. Only you, the Lord my God, you're worthy. Jesus is the name. Above them all, the only one worthy to be praised. That's you, my King, Jesus. You're the only way, the only truth, the only life that's worth it. You're the only life that could ever die. That's worthy, so that I could
Wow. And you said you've only been working on piano for 2 months?
I'd say it's about three now, but
Okay, still. Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
I had a
Okay.
song. I had a song that I wrote that I learned how to play for 3 years. That's
Okay, okay.
I learned how to make all the connections. I can even sing when I play. Praise God. It's not comfortable enough yet, but it's like, yeah, he's really, I don't know. It's just like I was born to do it, I think, you know?
Hmm. You know, it's so funny, like, because like I play keys and guitar and I'll sing with that too. I can't do it with when I play drums, but like, but I can't clap and sing at the same time.
I can't
It's the
do it.
weirdest thing. I have to like hold this hand still and just kind of one clap it because like once that starts crossing over, my brain just goes like, "Bleh."
Yeah, I'm the same way. I often like lose track. I'm like, I'm so off key. I'm just not clapping. I can't clap on key and sing at the same because my brain won't do both. But I can play and sing at the same time.
Yeah, but okay, and I really loved you got had like I don't know if it was technically was like those whistle notes, but where you go real high, I was like,
I have no idea
dang,
what it's
girl.
called. I have no idea what the technicality of my vocals are really.
But you got some sweet butter up in that range. That's awesome.
I love it.
Okay. So, last question to end us out. And I was going to say, I always end with a silly question. I've only done this is my second time, so I guess I can't technically say that yet. We'll wait a little more. But I do want to end on a silly question. So, if you had to choose between wearing only flip-flops or only boots for the rest of your life, which one
Boots.
would you choose? Oh, dang, that was quick. Why?
I hate flip flops.
No! Dude, I live in flip-flops.
I'm hypersensitive and I have a lot of sensitivity. So those things in between my toes, they matter. And not no. I've only found like one pair I've been able to wear.
Oh man. Oh, you got to get like those real soft, like squishy ones, and like foam. Then at that point, you might as well just go barefoot, huh?
Right.
I used to do that a lot before we moved out into rural area, and I was like, it's not a good idea to go barefoot out here. All right. So if
I grew up with, she can go barefoot wherever she's at. It's like she's never wearing shoes. I tried it one night with her and I was like so sorry I didn't put shoes on. I was like, never again.
oh. So you're a boot girl. I'm a boot girl in the fall for
I'm a
sure.
boot girl. If you look in my music videos and stuff, I'm wearing boots most of the time. That's
Nice.
usually what I wear. So I love it.
All right. So if people want to find you, like your music and on social media, where do we go to find you?
So right now, YouTube it has most of my music up. It doesn't have this last song I sang, but it has everything else. My Facebook account, Alicia Skies, is where I'm at right now. I don't know
Okay.
what all is changing and when, but that's what it
Yeah,
is
so you
now.
got a website in the works, right?
It's in the works, yes.
Awesome. All right. So if we want to find you, is your YouTube handle just Alicia Skies or?
Usually people can find me just by searching Alicia Skies.
Okay.
Maybe try putting in one of the songs' names,
Yeah.
script the answer, and filter out the noise. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you got to join us.
Who I got to meet with tonight. I was like, I met you the other night, the first show you did, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I get her. And then Red was like, you're gonna like who you got, and I knew it was you. I was like, oh,
Yay! Isn't that so cool how God just works those little things out? He
yeah,
loves us so much. He just even the little things he cares about.
absolutely does.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alicia. It was awesome having you. I am really glad that we got to be on together.
Thank you.